Hello everybody, welcome to this week's question and answer video. I'm David. This channel is Damar's Coaching. I'm answering your guys' questions from last week's video. Please, anybody, everyone, ask me questions, anything you want, down in the comment section. All I ask is you tell us your location, if you can, please. You can be general. Just let us know where you are. I'd appreciate if you could also support the channel by giving it a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel. Really helps these going. It's the only thing that really does keep these going. If you haven't already, please consider signing a petition. Stop Narcissistic Online Bullying. The link is down below. Thank you very much. Let's get into the questions. If I miss anyone's questions or don't understand them, you don't understand my answer, please tell me. Okay? Thank you. All right. Rose from United Kingdom says, really appreciate all your kind words, and for you, David. You do go through self-talking. Some of it is criticism to myself. Other times I'm positive and believe I'm not to blame. He texted to say he forgot my birthday 2 weeks after the event. Happy birthday 2 weeks ago or more, maybe almost 3 weeks. And Rose, as many of you know, finally ended a relationship, her marriage. Toxic marriage, neglectful. And it's been a long marriage, yes, and she finally did it, and so many of you guys congratulated her. Thank you. That was really, really nice. Makes a huge difference for someone. And Rose, I'm sorry he forgot your birthday, but it's, gosh, why don't you start thinking about what you want to do for your next birthday? Really give it some thought. Kind of have a little plan. Emily from South Africa. Hello, Emily. Boundaries are to protect yourself from people, and it is based on how people's actions make you feel. It reduces stress. You don't have to people please, and you don't have to justify yourself or explain to people why you chose to say no to things. Yes, you don't have to. People in your life, boundaries are to help them understand how you feel, where you want them, if they are too close, too far away, doing something you don't like, stuff like that. Boundaries are communication. This is my comfort zone. We might have different ones, right? My wife here, my mom here, my best friend here, my other friends out here, and so we tell people, that's how they know. With toxic people in your life still, which hopefully they aren't anymore soon, we tell them how it feels, what they do, how it feels. You make me uncomfortable, it causes me stress, please don't do that. You literally take it down to the point where you're saying, what you're doing makes me feel bad, and make them say, I don't care. Right? That's it. Thanks, Emily. Jay from Minnesota. Hi, Jay. Thank you for responding. Yes, I indeed could walk away and cut my losses. That gives me strength, knowing someone else has done the same and gotten past it. Definitely feel a lot of emotions right now and don't want to make any big decisions. Thank you. Good decision, Jay. Don't make big decisions when we feel really down or bad or unstable. Reach out for some help and support. It'd help you so much. I know it would, just to talk to someone, just to tell someone this stuff. And Rose, you also say, really humbled. Just didn't expect all those messages. So nice. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I'm not used to so much attention, but if it helps someone, that's even better when you feel stuck. Yes, it does help people, Rose. And thank you. And I'm glad that you feel good. We won't give you much more attention than that. But quite a number of you congratulated her. That was really awesome. Trent here from Colorado. Hello, Trent. I was watching one of your other videos on smear campaigns. How is it illegal for someone to provoke to taking your life? Somebody else provoking another person to take their life. What is this called legally? This is precisely what happened to me. I was relentlessly provoked, then reacted, almost took your life. The story now has been twisted to frame me as the instigator and aggressor. She has slandered me all over our little town where I used to have a good name. She has lied to law enforcement, lied to our 3 children, lied to our immediate family. She is now the perfect victim. After 18 years of marriage, I'm devastated. It feels as if it were all fake, all an act, no love, no sympathy, no empathy. She wishes my total destruction. Odd, after all this abuse over the years, to now be painted as the abuser. makes no rational sense. As I did was finally figure it out, because that's all you did was just figure it out, and confronted her delicately with this evidence. Boom, exploded completely into my worst nightmare. To anyone in a relationship like this, run fast, run hard, run far, far away. You can't change them. If you hang on, if you hang in there, it gets much, much worse. I'm really sorry. I'm glad it's over. You held a mirror up to her. That's what happened. And so she can't live with herself and what she's done. She hates herself and just turns it around and tries to live with that narrative and tries to tell other people, thinking that that'll work. And none of it works. None of it works. She has to live with herself still, obviously. As far as your children, she's estranging from you. I would, you can seek legal advice on what to do about that, because that a lot of that stuff she's not allowed to do. Parental estrangement, things like that. You have some rights with the children, but I'm sorry. I hope you have somebody you've been talking to and supporting you too, besides just like a lawyer and stuff. Elena from Canada, cheers. Hello, Elena. Question to you: would it be accurate to say that the codependent people are even more toxic than people with BPD? What's your opinion on this? Well, there's not codependency. There's a lot of misinformation about that. They're not. It's not a diagnosis. It's not a label. It's not a group of people. It's not a person. It's behaviors. Codependent behaviors. I can sit here and tell you all kinds of codependent behaviors. Not helping each other, losing a sense of ourself, enmeshment, enabling, all this stuff. People with BPD have codependent behaviors. You stay long enough with a BPD in your life, long enough, you are going to exhibit codependent behaviors. That's it. They just wear the crown. They're who made you more codependent, or have more codependent behaviors. That's it. So our codependent people are even more toxic. I wonder what you're trying to say, or maybe you have a different question, or you form it differently now. Maybe, huh? I wonder. I'm not sure what you're trying to say, except people that are codependent, that have codependent behaviors, are they more toxic than people with BPD? Well, BPD have codependent behaviors, and the people that live with them long enough will start having codependent behaviors, which is not healthy. Does that help, Elena? I hope that helped. And if you can, maybe reframe the question. Thanks. E. Kirk, I forgot where you're from. 4 days ago, my ex-boyfriend, he said this: I am not sure what your issue is. I have done nothing to you to act this way. I have asked you for the PIN number that you changed on my laptop numerous times. Apparently you don't want to give it to me. This is my last attempt. If you don't give me the PIN number, you leave me no choice but to get the police involved. By not giving me the PIN number that you changed is the same as stealing my laptop, because I can't use it. So basically you still have it. Sad way to end 4 years together, and then you're asking me what is this about. So I remember last week he gave you a laptop, then he threatened you to have it, to take it back now that it's over. He wants the laptop back, and then now he waited forever to ask for the PIN number, and is now threatening you to get the police involved and stuff like this. So what is this about? This is about, it sounds like he can't get into his laptop without the PIN number. There's other ways to get into the laptop. You can take it to someone to get into it. He can't. The police aren't going to do anything in this country about something like that. That's insane. What else? You can call the police, file a police report for harassment, tell them to never leave, never contact you again, and never contact him again. You can even take this further. But what is this about? It's he can't get into his laptop, or maybe it's more. He wants to keep contacting you and using that as an excuse. Is that where you're going? Was that what you're thinking? What are you thinking? How about you tell me?
Because as of now, just with that, which he's been very annoying, he's trying to get his, is what he's saying, he's trying to get the password to the laptop, and you don't have to give it to him, and there's nothing he can do about it with you, but he can go take it to someone and get into his laptop, show that he owns it, and they'll get into it. And the police will do absolutely nothing about this unless he constantly calls the police about stuff like this. He could actually get in trouble himself. That's it. Anything else you want to know about it? Was there something else? Was he contacting you for other reasons too? You know, I wrote here, he's threatening you because threats are the last resort for control when you don't have any. He has no way to control you anymore, so he's threatening you. He's saying it's for the password. Maybe it's for something else, I don't know. Maybe he wants something from you, I don't know. Healing family from California, hello. Hello, David. Thank you for your awesome responses. Always, you're welcome. Last week I shared with you that my 7-year-old is sad and the 5-year-old is angry. I've shared with you all I'm doing. If you were in my shoes and the angry one starts to scream, throw things, doesn't know how to express what he's feeling, self-soothe, etc., what would you do as the parent at that moment? How would you help your child? Thank you. We got to stop this, right, Mom? You've been asking about this before. You've expressed that they're both talking to a child therapist, which is good. Make sure that child therapist is helping them. Make sure you talk to the child therapist and ask and tell them about this, and we want progress. If not progress, you take them to another therapist, a different professional. These are temper tantrums, and we want to stop them by 5. If we don't, it becomes very problematic and they get worse. And I think I've told you, typically if you don't stop them by 7 or 8, they may never stop. That's the people we all know at 45 years old, and you just tell them one little thing they don't agree with and they go, oh God, that's a temper tantrum. So what do you do? There's a couple layers here, and I know you asked me what do I do at that moment. So at the moment when they have a temper tantrum, we swiftly, under control and very calmly, we remove them from the situation they're in. Most importantly, remove them from people. Human beings' worst fear is exile. We need people badly, even psychopaths, everyone, okay? And so letting them understand that this behavior is not tolerated, they're not a bad person, that the behavior is not tolerated around people, we cannot do that. You remove them from people, you do it calmly, you do it lovingly, you hold them, okay? And then we start telling them that everything's okay, that they have to stop. You can measure it, how much they really need it for you to comfort them, and how much they need you to be stern at that moment to try to get them to stop. But you let them know that they're okay. Where we fix this is not at that moment, when they're calm. We need coping skills, we need self-soothing skills, how to comfort ourselves. And it's just like, a child, a toddler at this age or younger doesn't know, will grab their private parts. And you'll think, Mom, that they may have to go to the bathroom. They'll say, no, I don't have to go to the bathroom. It's a good place to start right there, to teaching them to process emotions. And so that's one part of it. We teach them how to process emotions. They show signs of this kind of distress. And if they haven't lost their shit yet, then we ask them what's wrong. If you see them grab their private parts, it'd be like, would you have to go to the bathroom? Establish that first. No. Say, is there something wrong? Are you uncomfortable? Do you not feel good? Did mommy do something wrong? Is someone upsetting you? And we try to get them to express that they don't feel good and start teaching them to talk and tell people, right? And also teach them to know where this is coming from, where in their body. That's an emotion. Their body's doing something. You can, I can't remember if you haven't already, you can get an emotional chart so you can start learning where emotions are in their body. They start feeling it right here and they don't feel good and they say they feel scared, and that sounds like anxiety. But we still start helping them to identify what they're feeling and expressing it and telling people. And then we want to know why they feel this way, what happened, and how do we make ourselves feel better. Okay? And so what we do is when they lost their shit, and then when they finally feel better and we start talking about it, we want to know what made them feel that way if we can. And so first we want to know what happened and made them feel that way. What were they feeling? Stuff like this. And then we switch to future next time. We don't ever talk about the past and you should have, you could have, but next time. Next time we can tell them that bothers me. Tell me that, Mom, I think that's unfair. And okay, and the other thing we can do is you teach them how to self-soothe and do things like this. When they're not in front of people, when they remove themselves in front of people, they can do things like stomp their feet. They can write down, I'm angry. They can beat their pillow up. I had a little doll that blew up. You guys remember those in the probably 70s, Adam, 80s, I think even 90s. They're tall and maybe it's a character, someone's face, a clown. You beat it up and it's weighted at the bottom, falls down, bounces back up, hit it again. Or a punching bag. Yeah, things that don't cause damage. They're not allowed to be violent. They can't yell and scream. They can't hit things, break things, throw things, hit people. See that? But if I go by myself alone and hit my pillow and beat my pillow up, I didn't cause any damage. Nobody heard me. Everything's okay. I release it because anger usually requires action. That's why your toxic manipulators cared about one emotion that you had only, and that was anger. Are you mad? No? Okay, good. Well, you just ruined my life. But they only care that if you're angry, because if you're angry enough, you'll do something. Do you see that? And so it's good to have a release for the child. You want to talk to them. Start teaching them how to process emotions right away. Right when they start learning how to talk. There's a process to this. We want structure, we want regiment, we want a schedule, things like this, and we want spontaneity. You want to change things up. You want the anchor of their schedule to be maybe school, getting ready, bedtime, things like this. But everything else, change it up, make it fun. Even parts of that. We have green ketchup and pancakes for dinner, and we build forts in the living room. Okay? But they got to learn how to start identifying what their body's doing. Feelings are what they're called. Talking about this, self-soothing, and learning that this behavior is not tolerated. And we tell them nicely, calmly, compassionately, with love. We can say, I love you. Can't behave this way in front of people. People won't take it, and we remove them from people. If they have their friends over and they're acting that way, friends go home. That's it. It's over. And you tell their friends, parents, if my child acts this way, I want you to tell me right away. You come over, you get them, remove them from friends. See that? And it has to be immediate, swift, and absolutely consistent no matter what. It's always the same. Always. There's repercussions. There's rules. You can do a reward system, Mom. If they have an outrage and be precise with behaviors. If you break a toy, you don't have toys for 2 days, 3 days, 5 days. And no surprises. Tell them. Make sure they agree to these terms. Okay? When Mom sees that they're confronted with anger or something that makes them angry and they chose to do something else about it, they get a star, right? After 5 stars or something, they get a big reward, something they really want. Start learning how to control themselves, be aware of who they are, and communicating. Okay? How's that? That was free. Hi, David. William from Arizona. Hi, William. Thank you for answering my question yesterday about writing, changing with her feelings. Oh, about your ex's writing, handwriting, changing with how she feels. You said she cared, but I was under the impression that people with borderline personality disorder didn't really care about you. They cared about how you made them feel. Am I missing something? They cared about you. Well, again, I don't know this person, but let's take a undiagnosed, high spectrum, low functioning, abusive, manipulative, exploitative, toxic borderline. They care about you. Sure. They don't care for you. Literally. They'll never have and never will meet your emotional needs, and then they hate you eventually. Do they care about you? Yeah. What did you do for them? Make them feel good, help regulate their emotions, help validate them, help pick up the pieces of their life that they sabotaged every other week, protected them, soothed them. They care about that. Yeah. May not love, because they don't love themselves, can't care for themselves, can't care for themselves emotionally, can't care for someone else emotionally. That means they don't love themselves, don't love you, won't let you love them. Do they care about you? That's so general, isn't it? If I only cared about my best friend's money, I care about them because they make a lot of money. I care about our relationship because I get a lot of money. I'm right. I mean, I'm not trying to split hairs either. You know, do they genuinely care about your well-being? Probably not. No, just what you do for them. These are exploitative. This mental illness. People that have it are very exploitative, typically. Not all. Exploitative, manipulative, they use you. Most personality disorders do. I should say that the disorders, most people that have personality disorders will be somewhat exploitative, use you or control you, not reciprocate emotional needs. Yeah, but cluster B, holy shit. Yeah, borderline, constant need care and attention all the time. Help me feel better, carry me through life, do everything for me, and I'm sorry, I'm just unable to do anything for you. Can't really do things for myself. Do they care about you? I guess. I guess the question is what? Yeah. Ross, don't know where you're from. Let us know next time. Where's your location, guys? My girlfriend shuts down every time we have differences, and I set a boundary. That's control, manipulation, awful, nasty, disgusting. Don't put up with it, Ross. I would go talk to someone else about that. Get some help, huh? You're stuck in a relationship where she has control over you. Power, agency. Must be stressful. Does she care about you? Sure. Is she caring for you? Absolutely not. Worst psychological neglect you could ever do to someone else. Barry from Melbourne, Australia. Two-part question. What are your thoughts on people that come from high crime and or traumatic poor countries? Is there a link between this and severe mental illness? 2, as I climbed the ladder at work, I felt like the behavior of those individuals were more toxic. Love to know your thoughts, mate. So, this is generalizing, but there are factors with our environment and culture that, because you got environment, culture, and genetics. Environment, upbringing, family. You have culture, right, where we are, and then you have genetics. These form who we are, and they definitely help when it comes to mental illness like personality disorders, all factors. And so countries, you're going to see war torn. That's the biggest one. Can you see that? Can you see this war in Ukraine? How nasty it is. Just millions of people affected all over. And imagine if this just continued for a generation, 20 some years. You'll see immigrants that come to your country from war-torn countries, and some of them may never experience directly the war at all, and it was short, and so they're not so mentally affected by it. You'll have others from maybe like Middle Eastern countries that just had tons of war their whole life, man, and they might have some high mental illness. You say high crime, traumatic poor countries. Sure, yeah. You said, and I mean, it could be higher. There's also healthy families and toxic families in every country, right? I mean, this stuff is everywhere. You said as you climb the ladder at work, so the corporate ladder at work, you felt like the behavior of those individuals were more toxic. And so, yeah, you're going to get into a different mental illness typically. You're going to get into the less functional, right? If they're less functional, they're not going to climb that corporate ladder as much. And you're going to get higher spectrum psychopathy, narcissism as you climb corporate ladders. Not calling them all psychopaths, but just higher in psychopathy, like on the hair test. Make sense? Let's say at the entry level position, you've got toxic borderline Lisa, who can hardly show up for work, and when she does, she gossips and talks all the time and cries and may not work there for very long. And you start climbing up the ladder, and then you get like a manager who's a narcissist, or maybe a borderline too, who's a lot more functional, keeps things together. At home, maybe abuses their spouse, but at work keeps everything together in line, kept the job for 10 years. And then you even climb higher, then you start getting into CEOs and presidents and stuff, and then you have like maybe a full-blown psychopath who is going to play games with you, mental games with you, lower you, make you do crazy things you wouldn't normally do, lower your pay, screw with you, all kinds of the good stuff that they'll do. Does that help? Thank you for what you said. Sandra, don't know where you're from. Let us know your locations, guys. Please, locations. My sister did a lot for me all the time, and last week she treats me like too needy and always asking for something like a bigger bagar. I don't know what that is. I couldn't take that, and I told her what I think, and I don't understand why, with all these years, that she did a lot for me. I don't care because this time she treats me bad. What do you think about that, and how should I take it? Well, let's see. What are you saying here? She's done a lot for you in the past. Your sister. I don't know if she's older or younger. Now she treats you like she's too needy and asking for something bigger. You can't take that, and you told her what you think. You told her after all these years, after what she's done a lot for you, that you don't care because now she treats you bad. That's right. That's all that matters is here and now. You don't owe her something. Is that what you're asking me? You said, how should you take it? I'm not going to tell you how you should take it. Sandra? Is there something that didn't feel right or feel bad about this, how you chose to handle this? Would you like to handle it differently in the future if it ever happens again, something like this happens again? Oh, Mom, Healing California. I think I left that part out. I was just about to tell you. When we talk about that, we talk about with kids what happened to them. I know this, I'm going way jumping far back, but I have to or it'll bother me forever. We talk to our child about what made them have that temper tantrum, made them so angry. And then in the future, we talk about what we can do. If I didn't say that, I think I actually did. God, I'm losing my mind now. I don't know. I think I might have. So never mind if I did. But we don't talk about the past. We don't beat ourselves up in the past. And that teaches children, it teaches us to start doing that now. Not, no, you should have, you could have, should have done something better. Oh God, I wish I would have done this. Well, it's already happened. What are you going to do but beat yourself up? We learn from it and say in the future, next time. That's how we change these behaviors, okay? So, you're right. It doesn't matter what she's done for you. It matters that she's treating you wrong now. You told her that she's not allowed to treat you badly. And I'm not going to tell you how you should take it. Is there a way that you would like to handle it better if it ever happens again next time? You can think of that. Think of that. I would like to next time say nicely, or stay more calm, or be more direct with my feelings, or tell her she can't ever do that again, and whatever. Stuff like that. Okay? But yeah, she's leaning on you too much now, huh? Too needy, saying she wants more from you than you want to give. And you just tell her, no, Sandra, you're doing well. Tell her how it feels when she asks you to do this. Tell her she's never allowed to do it again. Tell her she needs to understand and agree right now that she's never allowed to do that again. She has to agree before we move on. And if she agrees and you move on and she does it again, what are you going to do? What's the repercussions? Tell her. All right. Besides that, let me know if I understood your question and where you're from. Serengeti Lion, I can't remember where you're from either. I need locations, guys. Just tell us what planet you're from. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. Congratulations. What? She should have been rid of his sorry ass a long time ago. So I guess congratulations for getting the nerve to finally do it, or for finally putting your foot down. All that time was wasted putting up with his shit. So I know that this was directed towards Rose and finally getting rid of her husband. Yes, finally. Your message comes off a little abrasive. I don't know if that's intended or not, if that was an accident, not meant to be. But it's not very compassionate. And I know that you have experienced toxic, neglectful, abusive relationships yourself. So I know you kind of understand. If you really have this kind of attitude, it just screams that you're not happy with how you handled things like projection. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, not very good. I can't remember what I wrote. We can see the similarities in each other and grow and heal, but if we only see differences and we judge each other, we stop that growth for both of us, all of us, you know? Hopefully you didn't mean it that way. Rose took a big step in her life. Biggest change in her life. Cowboy No Horse from South Florida. South Florida loves David DeMar's coaching. Thank you. David DeMar's loves South Florida. David, thank you for the videos. I hate to sound ungrateful, but I wish you'd do 2 to 3 a week. I know it's a lot of work, but you're the best on here, and I've listened to them all. God bless you. That's really nice of you to say. I do 4. I always do 3. I've never done 2. I always do 3 a week, and now I'm doing 4 right currently. When I finally get that set going, I'll be doing more. Thanks for what you said, though. Appreciate you. And that's it, guys. Thank you. That's it. That's all. Thank you for the thumbs up. Subscribing to the channel. Let me know if I answer your questions accurately, correctly. If I missed any, ask again. And have a beautiful week. Love yourself first, guys. Bye-bye.